Hello. I'm very happy to participate in once and again here in the IMMAA events conference. So I'm happy to share with you the thoughts about engagement in newsroom and media. So I will start talking about. I will want to read a quote from A.G. Salzberg, the chairman of the and publisher of the New York Times, when he assumed as the leader of the New York Times. In his welcome address, he stated that a dangerous confluence of forces threatens the central role of the press in helping people to understand and interact with the world around them. The business model, which long supported the hard, expensive work of original reporting, is eroding, forcing organizations of all shapes and sizes to downsize their staff and ambitions. Misinformation is increasing, and trust in the media is decreasing as technology platforms elevate clickbait, rumor, and propaganda over real journalism. While the New York Times has managed to weather the economic crisis that affect the industry, New York Times has 8 million of subscribers. 7 million of them is digital products consumer, and 5.3 news applications, and the rest in cooking and games. So they are facing this crisis very well. Thousands of news media around the world have seen how audience and the advertising are running away to another kind of offering. Not of the traditional or mainstream media are consuming now other kind of product and contents. So some authors call this the frustration phase. For many years, they are trying to avoid the flight of their audience to the other places. I'm not talking about the flight of academic to be present in a conference. We are hoping to start flying again and to meet this event like this in person. And I'm talking about how people are going to another platforms, and what kind of problems there are having because of that. And I think COVID, looking the top of the glass, not of the half of the glass in the top, not of the half of the glass in the bottom. COVID could be an opportunity to reinvent people, because certain routines were modified in the quarantinas, and the consumption of different platforms are increased. Podcasts, streaming, like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, etc. But also many more people are searching for and demanding for good information. So maybe here is an opportunity for the mainstream media and the news organization to reconnect with people. But what kind of content are demanding people? In which platform are demanding? As Jose told in his presentation, they're thinking about TikTok, they're thinking about Instagram, they're thinking of news websites, podcasts of news. I don't know, in many kind of products or platforms. When, where, how are they doing? And we have to say that for many years, many mainstream companies use just information as such: age, gender, income, education, etc., to analyze their audience. Today, that isn't enough. Nowadays, is needed a more detailed knowledge of users and their relations with media and news products. So there is a challenge for the mainstream companies to starting to searching about what the people thoughts, their interest, and what, how, and when they consume. So here is where I connect with engagement. Some media companies have launched engagement departments with the purpose of strengthening things, the identification and emotional attitude of people between audience and journalistic content. So what we can mean about by engagement: involvement, commitment, passion, enthusiasm, absorption, dedication, etc. Social networking sites accelerate the news company's decision to start incorporating this type of metrics. A professor of Northwestern, Bobby Calder, that is a professor of Kellogg from the marketing department, shows that engagement with media context increases advertising effectiveness. So another important thing, we have to recognize that Google, Facebook, and Amazon are collecting about the 70% of the global resources of digital advertising income. So we need to be more effective in catching that advertising money that is moving around the market. But also it is demonstrated that engagement is connected to positive experience that generate proactive, interactive, and a highly satisfactory relationship between the audience and the media and news brands. So another important thing of engagement is to knowing in deep media audience, so can be a predictive tool that allows and helps in anticipating how changes introduced in the offer that will affect the consumption of that media and news products. Philip Napoli is a well-known scholar in searching and writing a lot of books about audience and also of engagement. 10 years ago, he anticipated that engagement will involve better understanding of the interests and aspiration and expectation of people and audience. So engagement demands that media and news organization involve people in the whole process of the production, not as a passive subjects, by the contrary, as agents who give value to the content, to the product. They give their opinion, the feedback. This doesn't mean that news corporation only give what people want. We must tell what people need. So, but what they need, how they need, is one of the most important things nowadays. I'm trying to connect that with the engagement that your product, your brand, your content is producing in people. Some authors use some neologism about producers, like people who produce video and share it with the media companies, prosumers, who promote some reputation and information offerings for other people that also are connected with brands of media companies, and viewers, who comment on video, podcast, or text what we are producing. So another type of news organization also are creating a new position is editors, who are only exclusive and dedicated to audience-oriented, and their mission is to know in detail the behavior and performance, the preference, and the opinion. So that is a match quantification and analysis of audience data. The thing is nowadays with a lot of technological tools, there are greater and better possibilities and opportunity to design more sophisticated metrics that are tailored to the needs of the organization, not just a metric that will be useful for everybody. So, instead of creating your own metrics tailor what are your needs, what are your thoughts, what are your strategic plan for the future. So I'm expecting them some questions and to start and the conversation with all you people talking about engagement and news and meeting. Thank you.